It's Tuesday night at St. Peter and St. Mary's, and momentarily we will begin what we call our invasion. And folks will come from all different directions for dinner tonight and to worship with us. And those folks who are in church get into dinner first, but everybody gets fed.
Reverend Michelle Quinn Miskell sees the needs of the world right here in Colorado at her church steps every week. A simple mission of loving generosity is reaping tangible results.
Hallelujah, Christ is risen.
The Lord is risen indeed. Hallelujah.
I like the way different people from different cultures, different backgrounds, because of what's happened in their lives. People that have not a roof over their heads. I mean, they come here and they help each other, they eat together, they give each other tips and ideas of where to go get help. And it never ceases to amaze me what happens in this place.
Daryl is one of the absolute joys we've had around here. I met Daryl over 7 years ago, and he was living in a cardboard box under a 6th Avenue viaduct. And he didn't have anyone or anything at the time, and he made his way here for dinner.
He just told me about this place, my father up there, that told me when I was sleeping on the streets. And then this time he told me to go to 2nd and Coleman. So I just woke up, everything, I'm looking around, I was like, wait a minute, that's a strange dream. So I went down here anyway, and then that's how I found the church right there.
Daryl's been through confirmation classes. He was confirmed at the cathedral by Bishop O'Neill, and he considers himself the head's groundkeeper around here. He has a place to live, he's got a disability check, and he does great, great stuff with the Green Thumbs.
My thumb green. My thumb green.
I think that there are a whole lot of nicer places to be on a Tuesday night. I don't think there are a whole lot of better places. You know, I've had guys who have found a brand new white lap throw in a dumpster and reverently brought it for me. That's generosity. It's giving when you don't have anything to give from. It's treating somebody as a human being. And it doesn't make a difference whether they look like you or me, or if they have a bank account or they don't. It just means that they get the respect and the dignity of everybody.
It really is about making a fundamental shift in our orientation. And I know you're talking to people about this all the time. I mean, how are you talking to them about it? What are you seeing?
Yeah, well, one of the things that I've after now 20 years of kind of seeing so many youth and adults kind of interface about this topic, there's this idea of something that I've sort of coined this phrase called experiential philanthropy, right? And to break that down, it's about how do we connect the giving of money along with the giving of time. And why that is so important is particularly so for youth, in that it's rather than that being some sort of a distant thing, they put money in an offering plate and it goes somewhere that they never connect to. This notion of experiential philanthropy, we have something back where I'm from called Feed My Starving Children, and it's where families come together, you know, 5-year-olds with their parents and grandparents, put food packets together for families a half a world away. They watch videos, you know, they understand. So it's deeply connecting them. The action is to their sense of selflessness as well as faithfulness, right? And I think that that's a great opportunity, this notion of what does that mean to be faithful to our values, faithful to our families and to our communities, and of course to our faith journey, right?
Well, and so it's a process of having some experience of really reorienting oneself. And what kind of benefits are you seeing from that?
Well, the benefits are amazing, because what happens now is, and even research is proving this out, it's saying that those who focus less on spending and more on sharing and saving are both healthier and happier. And of course it goes without question that the link then to our faithfulness, this wide angle focus just comes straight on into being. And we're seeing that in young kids, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, teens, young adults. It's this reorientation again of what you were just talking about. And that's where the church, I think, is the springboard for that opportunity and that action.
Well, of course, and that's really consistent with the whole principle of the practice of financial stewardship, not so much as something to benefit others, but as a practice that in effect unlocks our own hearts. The whole point of making choices about giving portions of our money away and giving ourselves away is a practice that in the end just unlocks our hearts and frees us to be in greater relationship with the world around us.
It's important to keep in the mindset of there are things that I want and then there are things that I need. And a lot of times you have to realize that the needs of others may outweigh what you want.
But I mean, and there's other ways to give too, where we, if we don't have money to give, we try and give with time and talent.
And actually, in many ways, your time can be much more, in many ways, much more dear to give, and in many ways, also much more helpful. In many ways, our wedding was a practice in donation.
It was actually amazing how many friends and people especially in our church community, who stepped up to help us. A good friend of ours at the cathedral who does a lot of cooking for activities that goes on at the cathedral. He doesn't typically do weddings.
We beg.
But we asked him about it and talked to him about it. He's like, I'll do your reception. I'm cool with that. And he actually went a little over the budget that we had set for, but he threw in the extra and said, have a great marriage.
Yeah.
So.
The dress that I wore, a friend of ours was unfortunately getting divorced at the time we got engaged, and she said, you know what, I was going to donate my dress somewhere anyways. If you like it, you can have it.
It was literally the type of dress that she would have bought if she could have afforded it.
Exactly.
And to receive that kind of generosity, I think, helps us be more mindful to be generous when the opportunities are there.
Yeah.